Alright my dudes, I'm back to finish what I started. I just got off that train. As I go to King's Lane, I'm changing on one for Ipswich to get off at Kennet to do what I started about a month ago. I'm completing the Icknied Way all the way up into Thetford, and I am not gonna crash and burn this time because I can't. I've not got tent and sleeping bag and all that other crap with me. It's just a day trip. So much later, be able to walk much faster, I should be able to succeed. You'll see me at the end. Well, you'll see me the whole time. You'll next see me in Kennet. Made it to Kennet. The walking adventure begins its end. Okay everybody, we have made it back to Kennet. Just walked at the train station, over the little railway bridge, now over the bigger motorway bridge. And I'm gonna get back on track. We are already entering our second county. Quite squiggly borders around here. For some reason, Suffolk scoops up Newmarket on like a panhandle because it doesn't want to be in Cambridgeshire for some reason. But Kennet is in Cambridgeshire, whereas Thetford, where I've now walked into, is in Suffolk. But we're not back on the Icknied Way yet. Unfortunately, I start how I prematurely ended part 4, walking along this very busy road that, I guess thanks to the motorway, isn't as busy as it could have been. And there we go, crossing into Thetford. I guess Kennet is by county. I thought it was all in Cambridgeshire. So, I think this historic bridge used to be here, going over the River Kennet, below there. But all that remains is, okay, that one's definitely new, but I think it's the wall over there is all that remains. And here is the Thetford Church, which I took a little pause in when I was making my way to the station last time I was here. But I think I'll have a look at some of the other churches along the way. So apparently this is the path, just the grass verge alongside the noisy road. So I get back on the trail and the first thing I come across is this like bike sand park thing. Anyway, I don't have my bike with me and we're going this way. Now it seems we're going to an industrial park where the massive cement works. Well, I guess there's loads of sand around here because I mean they built that bike park out of it and you use a lot of sand to make cement. Well, mortar. We're pretty much back to where we were, guys. Flintstone, dappled farmers' fields and rows of trees. Although I'm still yet to find a view that makes me think I'm in France, although I'm determined to find it. I am back in my habitat. I am in the woods. And I have headphones in because I'm listening to a podcast to keep my mind occupied and not just be filled with the endless trees. I love the trees, but after a few hours it can get a bit repetitive. So I'm listening to an Italian podcast to help me pass the time and improve my language skills. I passed many a horse riding school on this walk, but not one that has what I think is still a jump, but made to look like a house. So the sign is telling me to go that way. But I want to go this way and see what all this is. Village number 1, and what looks to be a lovely church, although you can't quite see behind the vegetation, but now you can. I love how these got these like 30s, 40s inspired lampshades, and I adore these stained glass windows. These have clearly been redone quite recently. I was hoping for this one to be from the 70s like the last ones, but 2021. It's not even pre-pandemic. However, I noticed this one on the bottom there from 1945. Wow. That's somewhere from September 13th, 45. There's one long after the war. Wow. And you can still read what they said, even though it's a bit faded from being in pencil. There's people coming from all over to see this wondrous church. And then me from a canal boat currently near train. Oh, isn't that lovely? Just as I come out this glorious church, the sun has also come out. Yeah. Anyway, onwards to village number 2. Or 3. I mean, technically Thetford was number 1, and this is number 2, although this is number 1 on the Icknied Way. Close gate. And it's the village hall. And the recycling. Village 3, or 2. Horses 1 and 2, and 3. Just all better. Actual horses, not just horse jumps. This is, I think, Tottenham. And this place has got this lovely little green and these large houses. That one, all made of flint. Put it in a house instead of in a field. And there we are, Tottenham St Mary. Around here, we're not far from an RAF base. I think it's called Mildenhall. It's in a town called Mildenhall, but it may have another that name. I just keep hearing these planes. I heard one, I think, taking off just before I entered Tottenham there. But I can't see any of them. And maybe because it's cloudy, but they're so loud, but you can't see any of them. And this thing is trying to say it's a quiet lane. But, yeah, not going to be that quiet with all these planes. Seemed like that sand lump bike park was a sign of things to come. Sandy path and lots of scrubland. It's a bit like the New Forest, just with less trees. Just crossing what is the River Lark, but it's over a water slide that seems this swan is into thunder. It's fun, it's a bit like these people. I think it's on the Victoria Falls in southern Africa, and they're like right on the edge, but they don't fall down. Whereas falling down the Victoria Falls looks terrifying, whereas this looks kind of fun. I don't know why the swan isn't up for a ride. Anyway, I'm not up for a dip. Oh, but they are. Obviously a fish down there. Or a plant. Anyway, I'm going back over the bridge this way and onwards to Thetford. Well, we would get to another sooner or later. It's another road. Supposedly this is the path, and then there's a car. We'll go this way. Okay, there we go. And straight off the tarmac and into nettles and a bush, I guess. There is a gate, that's promising. But there's also a thorn. But we survived. If you can see all this, it's a red. We've got a bit of green, and then just over there, tons of yellow. It's like a traffic light, but not quite the right way around. But as soon as we had to face the road, we escaped it. Now for this next bit, there are two ways you can do this. It says the footpath is to go that way, but the cycle way is that way. I'm gonna go this way because it is slightly shorter and it's still gonna be all off-road. The shorter the better. Not quite channeling France yet. I think instead we're channeling like low alpine Switzerland. That forest, those trees. It's gonna be really like low-lying Austria, Switzerland, maybe Norway. Going down to there, it just feels like the South Downs way again. Just missing the sea. Yeah, I'm starting to feel slightly alpine, just at a much lower altitude. So we're back to a lot of farmland, scrubland. I think that's Thetford forest in the distance here. And then we've got this massive fertiliser and a ginormous concrete wall, looking like it's from a war. Damn, this fertiliser thing, it's got like 6 or 7 things connected to it to just fertilise this field. Anyway, we're not going to the field, we're going further along the Berlin-esque wall to the forest. So I'm just getting up to the point where I turned to go along that forest. There's a war memorial there in the distance. That is the Elverdon War Memorial. It is alongside, you can see just behind the trees, flickers of cars, our highway. And now there's another weird noise coming over from there. There's a really high pitched, sounds like a streamer going off or something. It's not an aeroplane. Stopped hearing the aeroplanes. It's RAF Lakenheath that I could hear. Surrounded by all these trees, there's one purple flower. I've seen it a lot. I can't remember what it is though. I think it's a foxglove. It's just all alone, surrounded by all these trees and fields. I think I've come across now as the busiest road since the motorway. I mean, we've returned with the Icknied Way signs. So as I need to cross. And off we go up here. I feel like the Swiss vibe is coming back, not only because of the trees, especially those in the distance there, but it's in front of the trees, the massive haystack and this ginormous farm, which I can't tell what animal it is, but whatever animal it is, stinks. So I want to say pigs, but it may be horses, it may be cows, I do not know. Actually, I think it may be horses, but fucking hell, that reeks. How the hell do you manage working at a place that stinks that bad? And you may think, well, there are people who clean toilets for a job. Toilets are usually full of air fresheners, and also they get cleaned regularly, so usually they just smell of like lemon polish and whatever. They don't actually stink. They only stink if the person before had a dicky tummy. And even then, once you've cleaned it, it smells of lemons again. Actually, it's never going to smell like lemons. You can still smell it from here, it's horrible. Okay, it's horses. I hear lots of neighing in distress. There's a muddy bit there. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's horses. They may need to be reported to the RSPCA. Right, we are on the home stretch. Just had another little break on my ice cream on that log. Ice cream's starting to turn into milkshake. it's a relatively warm day today. Ice cream burp. But we're on the final stretch. About 2 hours from Thetford now. Probably less than that. I am a fast, sprightly walker. And here's the view to be taking me along now. Fields on the right, sun coming out again. And forest on the left. So I found my array of furniture when doing my 3-day expedition across most of the trail earlier in the spring. This is the first discarded furniture I found, but I presume these are meant to be chairs, but there's like no bottom. What the fuck is this meant to be? Is it meant to be like a single reclining chair that just this is all it is, and you just lay back? It's a bit crap. And then just a mop. It's one of them weird special ones that has a weird contraption. You can see with that handle grip flick thingy. I don't know if I can know. But yeah, this is the first discarded. Ooh, one of them old air freshener things. Well, the front of it. The middle and back has disappeared. You can tell the people who fly tips came off that road. We're getting near Thetford now. Oh, and there's a wooden panel with some smashed glass. What fun. Okay, now we are talking. At least I think. Yes, and I thought correctly. Shit, that is someone's settee. And it is rotten to pieces amongst the tyres and tarpaulin. Oh well, that was the end of the show. There wasn't anything else, just more tyres. And I think a 6-pack of Monster. We are now heading on Thetford down. Again, we have forest to the left. Probably only have about an hour left now. I'm now in a sea of bracken. And it smells lovely. A very different smell to the bluebells, which I also love. It's still like, oh, it just reminds me you're in the forest. I like the smell of most plants. Well, it's now flipped. We've got, I think there's wheat on the left or something. And forest on the right. And you're going forward, almost at Thetford. Ooh. I'm about some MOD shit. Oh well, let's keep walking and hope I don't get shot. I doubt there's anyone patrolling this section. It's all just overgrown shrubs and nettles. Oh. That deer was looking at me for ages, but scared him off. Or her, I'm not sure. Also, this path is like super bumpy and most of it's been going really up and down for about the past hour. It's been kind of annoying. Amongst all the wind, it has been pretty windy today. I've come across a poppy field. You can just see them in the distance there. Some there. And then those houses is the very southern edge of Thetford. We made it, boys! Now, over with farmers' fields. I think this is a playing field. But I've made it to Thetford, now to the train home. As we near the end. Stumbled across this celebration. That's next week. Every flag but Germany, Spain and Italy. My phone died, so I can film anything around the town. I didn't go around the town much anyway because my legs are so tired. I'm getting a nice rest now. So, this is going to be a Great Northern fast service to London, but it's with a Thameslink unit. It says it's the fast to King's Cross. Huh, let's get on board. So I've now made it to Euston. Behind me, it's not my train. I thought I'd just get it in shot. This is the crazy Eurovision logo livery train LNR did for Eurovision when it was in Liverpool last year. Fortunately, we didn't get camaraderie down south. You can watch on TV. They do run trains to Liverpool. Although this train has been doing London commuter runs for about the past month now. I keep seeing it, even though it's not going to Liverpool. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign we're going to win next year and it's going to come to London. Anyway, that train is one over there, which I'm getting back to lovely Chennington. There it is, you can just see the front. Also, when I got to Cambridge, I realised that my ice cream, I had about a third left, and it had tipped over and gone all over my bag and my coat. Luckily, it just went on my coat and nothing else in my bag, another one in the bag. But I spent probably about 20 minutes my train trip licking my coat and scooping up the bottom of my bag with the spoon. Because I was not wasting that ice cream, that was really good ice cream. Anyway, last stretch to home. So, after a very long day, I'm back in the boat. I am very happy with myself for today, apart from the ice cream incident, which I should have been able to prevent by having it more sturdily placed in my bag. I'm happy I finished what I started today. I made it to Thetford. I wish also I had more time. Actually, I had enough time to have a little look around Thetford, but my phone died, so I wasn't going to be able to take pictures, or more importantly, tell the time. So it's more importantly that I just got to the station, which I got to with 15 minutes to spare, and just got tickets sorted and got on the train. But it would have been nice to see more of Thetford. Maybe I'll go back one day. I hopefully will. It seemed like there was quite a lot of historical things there. It's normal with places in East Anglia that there's loads of just little historical nuggets dotted around these towns, mainly to do with farming. It's a very flat green place, so lots of farming. As shown us for what I saw today and last month, with endless fields of Flintstone and crops and haystacks. Almost the height of 5-storey buildings. Anyway, I'm now going to bed. I've been Jack, the intrepid train traveller, and you'll next see me, I don't know doing what. It's a surprise!